So. Just out of curiosity, have you had an opportunity to look at any of the stuff we did with Bill?
No, I didn't. Yeah. I wasn't sure what you guys were gonna do.
Well,
I think I started watching one and then got distracted.
well, I knew you had a lot
I
going on.
was,
That
with
wasn't
my
really-
heart thing. That was interesting. That hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah,
Something was, I just got up and I was woken up by a rapid heartbeat,
uh-huh,
6. Usually, and I knew it was AFib, so, but usually, it, kind of resolves itself after a while. This one didn't, and it was just going and going. After about an hour and a half, I kind of, get up and get some coffee. And went down, got a couple of cups of coffee. And I was turning around to go up the stairs and my ICD fired.
ah.
So the coffee just went all over the kitchen. And I was thinking, I didn't want to go to the ER,
Yeah,
but then once this thing goes off, it's like, gotta go.
yeah,
That's the instruction, so I had to go get Jeannie up and I says, bad news, gotta go to the ER. So she drove me up to Bacchus.
oh,
Yeah, because I mean, when it fired off, I went back into sinus rhythm, so I was fine.
yeah,
I felt better. But apparently my heart rate went up over 240 and then
oh, Jesus.
yeah, and that hurts when it does that. It doesn't hurt when it fires, but it's when it's going 240 beats a minute, it does.
That's
The muscles
dangerous.
hurts.
Yeah,
So I was that kind of made the decision for me.
and I get upset when it's over 80.
Yeah, yeah. So initially they said, you'll be fine. I let you go home. And then they talked to the doc and he put me on Eliquis. No, Soterol, which is, it regulates the heart rate and you have to observe the patient for 72 hours. So they said, well,
That's like
you're not going home.
That's like my Dofetilide.
Yeah.
Same. I guess that must be the same family.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a whole different thing. And they cut back my toprol, so, and that's another regulator. I guess they have 2 different modes of action,
Oh,
but,
I
yeah.
only have one, unfortunately.
Oh. So, yeah, now I have 2 blood thinners, which I wanted to talk to them about
Oh,
that too.
yeah,
Mhm.
I've been very, as far as that's concerned, I have Eliquis and I've been
Yeah, he put me on Eliquis, which was a new one.
happy with that.
Yeah, twice a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's worked well, and I haven't had any issues, and you can eat anything with it.
Well, that's yeah, I'm staying away from the other one now. So I forget what it's called. It's the one where you can't eat spinach and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I said, no, I don't want that
You need spinach
one.
and
Well,
other greens.
Yeah, it would be good. Yeah,
I need salad for regularity.
yeah, yeah. So
Well.
so that was it, 3 days in the hospital and back home.
Yeah,
Just trying to get used to the new meds. So I think the Soterol makes me feel really tired.
well, that's a drag.
Yeah. I have a hard time getting up in the morning. Sometimes I get right up, but other times it's like, eh.
Huh.
So,
I hate being dependent on drugs. I mean,
well.
I
yeah,
appreciate their help.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to talk to him about, like, my blood pressure, it's been so fine.
Mhm.
That one, I'm not so sure I even need it anymore.
Yeah.
So in the hospital, my systolic was, at one time it was 98,
Uh-huh.
which is pretty low. I
Yeah.
said, you know, and the nurse says, oh, a little soft. I says, yeah, surprised I'm still conscious. And then she said, well, we'll try the other arm, and that was 102. So she says, oh, we'll take that one.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a good thing you didn't work in my lab. I would have fired you. You don't pick numbers. You can't cherry pick your data.
Sure you can.
Not allowed. No. The FDA comes in and throws you in jail.
Yeah,
So people don't realize you can't do that stuff.
yeah. No, yeah, that's,
You do, yeah, you do that, you're gonna end up being arrested.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Who is that?
what is that, man?
Anybody home?
I certainly hope so.
The gang is all here.
We're all here, we're just waiting for you.
All right.
Come on down.
Whoa. Forgot my hat.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh,
I'm
Wanna
gonna do the
pick up
best
our
I
mine?
can though.
you can borrow mine.
Borrow mine if you want.
How you doing today?
Good, good,
Yeah,
much better, yeah, feeling
Right.
good. Feeling good.
boy, I'll
In
tell
fact,
you.
yesterday we did a little session with feeding the grass dragon. With Ricky, yeah. He was up with. Lucky's
Oh, you
place.
went up to,
Yeah,
to Lucky's.
yeah,
Yeah, I've got him coming next month,
that's what he said around that, he couldn't remember, he says around the 20th or something.
19.
19th, oh, he was close.
As a matter of fact, you've got an email about it.
I do? Okay. Okay. Hopefully, yeah, we'll be here. I think, I just have to double check.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's gonna do. It doesn't matter, it's good practice. Anyway.
How are you, Bill?
Well,
Oh, dear.
except for the raging diarrhea.
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
So if you see me break into a run, or God only knows where,
Run in the right direction.
You know where the bathroom is,
I
don't you?
do, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew where it was.
You know, it's so goddamn embarrassing, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, they spent a year on with, what do you call it?
Hmm.
I don't know, whatever the hell they were giving me, and, it usually works, but not this time.
Hmm.
So we'll see. And I finally got a hold of the eye doctor.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I have, his name is Bruce Lee.
I beg your pardon?
That's what I thought.
Something like that. It ends in a Lee, Ley.
Oh,
Maybe it's not Bruce.
It's not Bruce?
probably not.
I think he's gone.
I think so.
You couldn't get into Emmerich, huh?
No,
He's full up.
yeah, well, not that, he only takes, people that have,
Glaucoma?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. Exactly. So. I said, well, I don't think I'm there yet.
Well,
Bushley,
they'll diagnose you.
that's the guy's name. Bushley, Bushley,
Hmm.
which
not Bruce Lee.
I don't know him. He's not one of my doctors there.
Yeah.
I have two. However, I highly recommend the practice
Yep,
because I think they're really, really good for vision issues.
well, I just about had it with that guy I've been going to,
Yeah,
so.
that's interesting you said that because I got the guy that I was going to many, many years ago when Malcolm appeared. I had just about gotten tired of too, but at that moment, he sent me to consult the ophthalmologist and actually I had the doctor who originally started it, he was very good for years. So
Hmm.
I've been going to them for I really don't know, probably at least 15 years,
Wow.
maybe 20.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I know, it's 15, 20, 25, they're all the same.
It's all, it all kind of
You can't
gets mixed in
remember.
together, yeah. It's a little fuzzy after a while.
Yeah, it's funny how some things get fuzzy and some things are crystal clear.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
anyway, welcome. We're glad you made it.
It's good to be here.
Mhm.
So, questions?
Hmm. Hmm. No questions at the moment. Let's get back into practice.
So, I think my question is, what would be most helpful for you at the moment? Because it's been about at least a month since,
Or more, I think, yeah.
well, I think it's been 4 classes since I last saw you.
Okay,
So that's 8 weeks. So 2 months,
2
yes.
months, yeah.
I'm with him,
Well, you've been here almost every week, come on.
well, yes.
Except for
That's
the
something else.
last, that's the eclipse class.
Yes.
Yeah, more just to, maybe to practice with you, follow you, and,
Maybe we should just
start with,
go through everything.
yeah.
Just do a
Start with Chansu
do a
Chin
run
and go on
through
up.
as it were.
Start with Chansu Chin and go from there.
Yeah, yeah. We have worked on a number of things since you were here. Just in a way, we've just sort of flowed with what came up.
Mhm.
So there is some interesting Taiji philosophical
Hmm.
discussions in there.
Oh, okay.
Last time we actually got into the energies of the 5 elements in the legs.
Oh, yeah, that I don't remember.
And spend a little time on that. Confusing, Bill.
Yes,
So we kind of well, we sort of went into some other things while you were gone. Just keeping things going. But yeah, I agree. I think a good idea would be to just start with the standing and just go through practicing
Mhm.
everything. And if there's any place where you have a particular question or problem,
Mhm.
speak up. The class is not so large that I can't hear you.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
Sounds good.
all right. So we'll start with the 8-gate standing practice.
Hmm.
Stepping out in the center. And just taking a moment to allow yourself to settle into your basic structure. So thinking about relaxing the feet and the ankles. And feeling your connection down through the etheric body into the earth. Relax the legs as much as you can. Allow the energy to pass through the back of the knee. And the knees are unlocked. Quad is relaxed. You're sitting down slightly. Pelvis tucked so that the sacrum is pointing straight to the earth. And the perineum is open. The abdomen relaxed. The midriff open. Do not let the midriff collapse. Space in the armpits. The arms are slightly turned with the palms backward. Feel the spine lifting through the occiput and out through the top of the hip. Just letting this structure settle. You focus on the breathing. Doing as much of the longevity breathing as you can do. Breathing down to the dantian, not moving the chest. Feeling the sides expand and contract. As much of the lower, middle, and upper back as you can. Just letting everything expand on your inhale and contract on your exhale. Allowing that breath to slow a little, but be very constant and soft. And first, allowing the weight to shift towards your heel and the body to twist outwards slightly. And allow the energy that the body cannot use to sink, to drop through you into the earth. and then coming back to center. And flowing into the 8 gates, beginning to bend and twist in and extend and twist out. And keep that going. Don't pause. Don't stop. And in, lengthen out. Twisting in and bending in, going down to Kun, earth. Pulsing the energy through the body. Beginning to be aware of the energy gates that exist in every joint in the body. They open and close. And then to calm, water. Really focusing your mind intent to do each of these movements, not just moving your muscles. Let the heart leave fire. And then down. And up. Down under. The elbows circling, moving the scapula, encouraging the energy to move all the way from spine to fingertips and back. Little dantian. Any question in there?
You know, you're going from the balls of your feet to your heels.
Mhm.
Is there a sinking in there
No,
anywhere? So how do you get from your heels to the balls of your feet?
like that.
Like that? There's not a rocking, is there? Because,
There is a movement of the dantian.
okay. So my thing is I tend to sink as I'm going back and then rise to the, yeah,
No, you don't need to do that.
okay.
I don't know that it's particularly bad.
No, but
I
I
would-
just, because usually when you go to the bubbling well, you know, everything's coming up.
Yeah,
So I tend to get
but
bigger anyway, I guess.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing right now.
okay,
I'm just moving my dantian forward and back.
okay,
And so it's moving, of course, much more slowly when
right,
we're doing this, so that it's going forward. And now it's going back. But it never stops.
no,
This movement is continuous, just like all the other movement.
okay. No, I think I'm just focusing on getting from my heels to the, you know, the arches.
It's very,
It's
perhaps
more of a whole body.
it is whole body and
Thing.
it's subtle.
Yeah.
It's not, all you're doing is changing the amount of pressure, direction of the pressure.
Okay.
So in the middle, it's even. You
Mhm.
go forward, it's forward.
Mhm.
You go back, it's back.
Mhm.
It doesn't take much.
No, yeah, I think I'm just kind of, okay, now I'm on my heels. Okay, now I go to the other, but I think it's, the way you're telling me is you just kind of,
Exactly. Yeah.
this way, okay, that, all right.
Yep.
That makes, okay.
Anything for you, Bill? Silent. Okay. So basic dynamic sphere. So stepping out. One of the things we worked on again while you were out, Dave, was that each side of the body is doing the opposite.
Opposite.
So still with the awareness of only focusing on one side at a time at this point,
Okay.
but kind of a good thing to begin to try to allow yourself to be aware of. So,
Mhm.
so we can begin with the focusing on the right arm, and it's bending. And then as you rotate and rise, it's extending. And as you sink through the center, of course, it's bending. And as you go up, extending and bending. The weight shifts to 100%, middle, 75%. 100%, 50-50, 100. And keep your focus on the right arm. It is bending a little. And now it's extending a little. And then it's bending. And it's extending. And it bends. And extends. And the energy is flowing out to your fingertips and toes and crown of head, coming in to the dantian, flowing out, fingertips, toes, and head, and back in. Okay. It's an old familiar, so
Yeah.
pretty much that I hope that's, doesn't have a lot of questions, but it can take a lifetime of practice. That's my favorite word, come on.
Practice,
It's a good
practice.
one.
You can move that chair out of the way. I should actually change the camera. I had it right to begin with. What am I talking about? Well, that's why I'm not a computer
Geek.
geek, yes. No, I'm not. Sorry. Okay. Stepping out. And into your right gong boom. And in. Up. Oh, we do the walk. Oh, no, we'll come back to the walk. So left arm coming in. Good one. Two. 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Yeah. And 6, 7, 8. Sometimes I'm moving forward in 6, sometimes in 7. What should I be doing?
Not on 8.
Not on 8, I know that.
So, when you have, gotten to 5, 6, you're not moving forward on 6, you're simply doing an empty step. That's all there is on 6. Is an empty
Are
step.
you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay,
So, let's just go through here.
okay.
So we'll start with the. So, okay, so 1, sit back, turning right. 2, turning left. 3, turn the leg. 4, turning and shifting to dynamic limit. 5, shifting and rotating to face the corner. 6, empty step with a slight turn to the left of the dantian to place the foot. And then 7 is shift forward and rotate halfway forward. And 8, rotate forward.
Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was rushing it sometimes on 6. It wasn't an empty step. I was starting to move forward on it.
Actually, I'm having a pretty good day today with this. I don't every day. The thing about 5 is that you have to take the time there on 4 and 5 to get onto that foot
Mhm.
so that you can complete 5, ideally with this foot in the air.
Right,
So that 6 is just an empty step.
yeah,
And then 7, 8, 7, 8.
yes.
8 does not have any forward movement.
7 is on the floor, maybe,
Yeah, and half the rotation.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good one. And in some ways, it's harder than the double arm, but
Do they still?
They're
have
doing
that
different-
double line?
they're
Mm.
doing different
Mm.
things.
Do they still have that double line?
Yep,
Yeah,
we're gonna get there in a
people
minute.
still do that, yeah.
We're gonna do the walk first.
Oh,
We're gonna go backwards.
uh-oh.
We worked on this last week.
Oh,
Or
no.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
All right, didn't stick.
Did it stick?
It didn't stick.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's see.
That'll take some practice, I think.
Uh-oh,
Is
Yeah,
that word again?
yeah.
Yeah.
Before we start, are you familiar with the 5 element energies in the legs?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so just so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Metal is cutting forward.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Wood is sinking back, rooting. Okay.
Mhm.
Water is rotating or stepping left.
Oh, okay.
Fire is rotating or stepping right.
Huh.
And central equilibrium, earth, is a constant.
Okay.
I do remember.
Which one? Central
Oh,
equilibrium?
He remembers all
I
of them.
even practiced it.
Good. I'm not.
I might need a handout.
Except there's one place where you go, I think it's water and then something else right on top of each other.
Uh-huh.
That one is confusing.
So just stick with the movements.
Okay,
So let's just do it without talking about that for a moment.
Okay.
So we step forward and we shift forward and turn forward. Because the walk begins from forward weighted in your bow stance, so that it starts with 1. Shift back. 2, release, close the left quad. Turn the leg. This is what we were just working on. 4, 5A, 5B, 6, 7, 8. So in the walk, some of that rotation of the upper body is not present here. So 1 is a shift back. 2 is a rotation at the quad. 3 is a rotation at the quad. 4 is a shift forward to your dynamic limit, knee above the ankle. 5A, 100%, 5B, another rotation at the quad. 6, a rotation at the quad with an empty step. 7, shift forward. 8, turn forward. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So when we think about the 5 elements, this is perhaps throwing a complication in that you may or may not want to deal with at the moment, but we'll do a couple of them just to remind Bill.
Uh-oh,
Okay,
you're on camera.
yep,
Yeah, so 1 is wood. 2 is water. 3 is fire. 4 is metal. 5A is metal and 5B is fire. And 6 is water. 7 metal. 8 water. 1 wood. 2 fire. 3 water. 4 metal. 5 is metal, water. 6 metal. 7 metal. 8 fire. So you can get into that, but you don't have to
Oh,
right
okay,
away.
okay, that's
But-
not gonna be on the test.
Yeah, it's on your test
Yeah, okay.
in a couple of years when I'm no longer teaching.
Oh, okay.
So, the double arm.
Hmm,
So the double arm, it's easier in a way because both arms are moving simultaneously in similar ways
hmm.
for the most part.
Mhm.
But when you get into working on the double arm, actually, eventually, you're really focusing on the 8 energies of Tai Chi. And so that can really complicate things when you begin to try to discern that within this. However, we can keep it simple at the moment. And step out into your right bow stance and 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been doing this for a while. 5, 6, 7, just rotate. And 8, rotate and shift forward. 7 halfway up, 8 to the top. 1, sit back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just stop there for a moment. Question?
Mhm.
You remembered all of that?
Well,
Sort of.
I'm about a half a beat behind you. And it's working out.
Okay, so we had 7, 8,
7, 8.
and now we're gonna have 7, 8, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 4, 7, 8, 7, 8. That's the confusing part.
Right. Works every time. Seven, 8, 7, 8, 1, 2. 7, 8. Now, what I actually like to do to make this a little easier is think of the next two as being transition. Yeah, that's better.
Yes.
And then you're ready to start again with 7,
7.
8, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm following it. I'm not comfortable. I haven't done it in,
I haven't done that one much.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's good for a review of the transition.
yeah.
So-
That helps.
That
In the
was,
I would say 7, 8.
7, 8, 7, 8.
Which 7, 8 am I on?
I only know 7 or 8 are up here. That's all
7,
I
8.
know, not down here.
Transition. 7, 8.
Yeah, and sometimes, for moving forward, I'm not quite sure when that occurs in these 7, 8. The transition.
Well, that's because when we get into this one, this was a change actually that Jay did that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which is good because it really gives you a chance to exhibit the energy of Tao, which the way Master Joe originally did it was a little confusing. So I'm assuming that's the section you're talking about.
Probably.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. So when we get to this point, we just rotate forward, dropping the elbows and shoulders, and the arms come down halfway. So you're doing the middle of the S curve.
Yep.
And then you complete the S curve rotating right and shifting forward to your dynamic limit, and the arms rotate and spread.
Okay, so you are shifting forward, then.
Yes, yeah. That's the confusing thing is you get to here, and that first one is the weight stays where it is, and then you shift forward with that turn.
Okay,
So it's not,
I can tell you right now, if I go home and try this, I won't be able to do it. So maybe we could go over it.
Sure. Yeah, that's a tricky one.
nah,
Yeah,
it gets tricky when we do the left side.
well, that was my question.
Everything should be done to both sides.
No, I know. Yeah. there's
But
a
it's identical on the left side, it's just mirror image, just.
um,
Well, so if we do, if you'd like to do that, if you do the left side, we,
Let me get over here, I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you really have 7,
7,
8.
and where's your weight is, left foot weight?
Yep. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep,
5A, 5B,
yep,
6.
right. Yeah.
Same thing as we did on the other side, turn forward and rotate, and drop the arms,
Right,
and then shift forward, and now you're rotating left.
and your weight's on your left, right,
On the
right,
right.
but you're not equal weighted. You
Well,
are,
no,
no,
you're weighted on this foot.
100%.
And now you just have rotation, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Random position.
Okay, your weight is on your left foot when you do the transition. You're just throwing it to get back here.
Well, you're,
Just this
okay,
When you finish, where's your weight?
when you finish here, the
Right.
weight is forward
Yep,
at this point.
yep.
And then you're turning left a little, starting to shift back,
Right,
and then continuing to shift back as you rotate right.
yep,
And now you're ready to begin.
coming off the back foot.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing to it, except maybe 25 or 30 years of practice.
Couple of years. Well, when it's working, I can feel it coming off of the feet.
Yeah,
And if it's not, it's not working.
yeah,
I've got my weight on the wrong foot,
yep.
so that's, okay.
But we'll do the right side again for you
yes.
and you.
Okay. Sure.
Not with the right. And forward with the right. And 7, 8, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe it's on the camera at least.
Those are the helpful ones.
It's
Yeah.
helpful. I mean,
It certainly is.
what, that's why we do it.
Yeah.
So the form,
Good, yeah.
since we're doing this,
We're reviewing.
we might as,
I think the form's in there somewhere.
it is in it. But it gets a little more, now, this should be easy for Bill, because he does this as part of his warm-up in, senior class.
He does.
That's what I sometimes wonder.
It's your doppelganger. Your twin.
So stepping out. Word. Up to ward off right. And roll the back. Push down. Press forward. Shoulder scope. Touch. Bending up. Extend. Down. Needle. Step. Shift. Elbow. Step. Single foot. Is that a question?
Nope.
Oh. So why don't we go on for a moment?
Okay.
Come back to here. And now, this movement changes from what we do in either version here. In both of those, as you do that 7/8, you're going up because you're doing the Tai Chi too. They're doing the yin yang diagram.
Mhm.
But here you're doing ward off left. So the movement actually goes in the other curve. Okay, just to give you something to think about. So you're going down into that right and then up on the right. And then back, extending out, turning, bending in, turn and push downward, and push downward. Step, shift, and press forward. Step forward, step forward, extend out to shoulder. Shift forward, reset, turning left, up, and extend down, straighten the back, extend the head. Turn right, step, shift to elbow. Nothing to it.
Mhm.
Which one is that?
That's the,
Oh, push,
yeah,
push downward?
yeah, is it are the elbows out first and then in? Or is it
No.
it's
So-
in and then out?
So I'm not turning this on an angle on purpose, so when we okay. I gotta do this, I gotta do the whole thing. I
Go right
can't- I
ahead.
can't, so we're upright, roll back, okay, so I'm here
Right.
and roll back.
Yeah,
As you turn, the elbows come in and you're
Yeah.
bending.
All right,
mm,
As you go down and forward,
out,
you're pushing
Wow.
out, you're extending, you're pushing downward.
okay,
And as you continue forward,
they're coming in.
they're coming back in. And as you rise to
They're
complete,
going out.
they're going out.
You know, right,
So it's much harder here than it is in other forms, because here you only have half a circle
yeah,
to do.
to get it all done.
You
yeah,
get
you
all-
gotta move right along.
Yeah, so the point is, indeed that, when you get here, you've started the bend and twist in, you want to continue it. Because if you don't, then you're not ready to push downward here.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be as soon as you start forward, you're pushing downward.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you don't have time to go in and out the rest of the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Master Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Questions? Other questions? I need a break.
We need a break. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Oh, it's good. I think that one I just slowed way down.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of, the elbows do what they're supposed to do. I don't know. Uh, Okay, good.
So. One of the things I'll just say, obviously, one of the major things that Master Joe was trying to lead us to is feeling all of the energies involved in these movements. Reaching the point where you can do that is not easy. It's all pretty simple. We can think about it, depending on where we are with being aware of our energy, but you do have to get to a point where that is the focus of what you're doing, and it's not how you're moving your arms and legs around.
Mhm.
And so the only way to arrive at that is through practice. Back to my favorite word.
Mhm.
But eventually, in order to, there are two levels of awareness about the energy. One is just being aware that it's moving in some way or another. And the second one is actually directly connecting to the energy so that you move it in whatever way you want it to move. And that's a whole different world,
Mhm.
I might say.
Mhm.
So the point I guess I'm making just is that you need to get past the stage of worrying about where does that foot go or that arm, in order to begin to feel the energy. And you first feel it along the surface of the skin. And then ideally you begin to feel it moving in the fascia and ligaments, and eventually into the deeper channels in the body. So that's kind of what, what we're working towards. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be teaching long enough to get you all the way there, but it, I mentioned earlier, Master Joe made a really big, if you haven't read his book, you really should read his book, The Tao of Tai Chi Chuan. It is brilliant. I was, as a matter of fact, yesterday I had a long talk with George Hoffman about Master Joe's book. Because we both were saying it still is just amazing. And it's even not very well edited, which was not his fault. It was the 4 or 5 women who edited the last version, which was not the most recent that has the extra pieces by his teachers at the end, but the intermediate versions.
Is that available online somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to find. You have to check the versions. It's hard to find the newest version, which has, I can't remember, 5 or 6 extra chapters written by separate teachers, one of whom is Jay, who are describing other practices that Master Joe taught that are not included in the original book. Master Joe taught a lot of, as all teachers do, I guess, over a period of time, a lot of different things. And they're very interesting, but they're the core of the book, of Master Joe's book, which he wrote, is absolutely stunning. The chapters on philosophy and foundation and the classics are. I'm reading it again now for the umpteenth time. I have no idea how many times I've read it, and it is. I'm constantly amazed by how brilliant he was and how deeply he understood what we were trying to do in Tai Chi. So it's worth the read. And believe me, you won't get it all the first time. I think back to when I first read it, I didn't understand a lot of what he was saying, a great deal. And I realized recently, I was thinking about the fact that lots of times I didn't clearly understand what he was trying to communicate in class, because as Jay puts it, his Chinglish is pretty hard to deal with. But the book is very clear. It's, well, it's very clear, but it's very difficult sometimes.
It's a little dense.
Very dense, very dense. The chapter on the classics is just brilliant. I'm blown away by it. Jay did try to get Master Joe's daughter to edit the book. He and Lao Ma actually went through the whole book and edited it and gave her their work. Didn't want any money for it, just wanted the book updated. Because so many of the Chinese characters, they're chaotic, because some of them are completely wrong. Some of them are contemporary, some of them are old. There are many variations of characters through history, and there was no consistency. Which is confusing if you're trying to research the characters in any way. And also there were things that just were allowed to be not clearly stated. They clarified. So, but unfortunately, that did not happen when they did the new book. They did not include those editings. So, one of my complaints. I am very fortunate. I happen to have a copy of the edited version handwritten. So it does exist, but oh well. Blah, blah,
I still have the copy you gave me when I was at Apple Rehab.
blah.
So that's how old mine is.
Well, that's a good one. That's the
Yeah.
best. That's probably the
That's
best
gotta be one of the
overall ones.
first ones.
It is the best overall one. There are things Jay points out in the edited version that he's included from the hardbound original version that are better, but they're not extensive and they're not super major. But it's even in its version, in its poorly edited version, it is really universally accepted as the Bible of Tai Chi.
Yeah.
There's no other single book
Mm.
that is as good about Tai Chi as it is, or as deep.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's really amazing. I guess I'm verbose about it because I'm reading it again, and it's just like, well, anyway. So I encourage you to read it.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it out again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm at a time where it seems I'm rereading a lot of books I've read in the past.
yeah, I am too.
Cause I just, you want something that's kind of interesting and fun to read, and
Yeah,
all the stuff that's coming out these days is, I don't know. Unless something just falls out of the sky and I notice it, it's not a lot of really great stuff. That
No.
at least has my attention.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like Rick Barrett's books.
Yeah, Rick, well, he mentioned yesterday, Through the Western Gate.
Yes,
That he had to go back and re-explain, energetic coherence and, to the group. I saw George yesterday, he was,
yeah,
and we spent quite a bit of time working with the yin and yang. That's why I asked the question over the balls of the feet.
Yeah.
Back on the heels. Just doing that for maybe 20 minutes to fill, and you can, if you take your time, my case anyway, and go up into the bubbling well and just wait. It does, you can feel it, fills everything, and then of course he gets into focus on the fingernails and the dragons.
yeah,
And that just, your hands just go crazy.
yeah.
And then
I remember that.
And then, back on the heels and it just.
Yeah,
So that was good practice, just to do that.
I was not aware of that, of the point at the heel, Shimian. For many years after I started Tai Chi, nobody ever mentioned it. Master Joe may have mentioned it and I just didn't get it. But I will say that when that became clear to me, it was like, whoa, feel that.
Yeah, I know. Was it at Rogers Lake last year? That was probably the first time
Yeah,
that I'd ever know, it's like yin, yeah, okay, fine. The yang part, you get that because something shows up, but
Yep,
the absence of it is a totally different thing.
yeah,
And it's hard to get your whole body to feel the absence because there's always stuff going on,
Yeah.
bazillion biological activities and so forth. But then once, and that practice yesterday is gonna help me when I do the 8 gates, because
yeah,
that's what I'm kind of looking for.
yeah,
And I think in my practice, not just in Tai Chi, but whole ball of wax,
yeah,
I've found that setting your intention is extremely important.
oh,
And that, I don't know that's come much later
mhm.
in my practice.
Yeah, mind intent is extremely important
Mm.
because it can, I mean, you can do everything.
Right, I did for a long time and nothing's, you think you got it, but
But then all of a sudden you discover that what you can do
mhm,
when you're really able to use it.
mhm,
And that's the point at which, the things like the fact that um I can twist in and
Mhm.
twist out. And this is going through my whole body at the
Right.
moment. But I'm not doing this.
mhm.
That it's deeper. But I started that and my legs started going.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, like this.
Yeah,
And
Oh.
most people, they're doing this.
and that's really that. The first time he did that, nobody had ever done that with me before. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, energetic coherence.
Yep. Well, if you observe me when I start anything, I actually do that.
That and just maybe a little heel drop.
Yeah.
Do what?
Give me the finger. You don't know that? You never done that?
Probably. but
It's been a long time ago that
Huh?
I think we did that with you.
Yeah, probably. Cause I don't remember.
And, So, point your finger at Master Joe. Oh, that's not very good.
Yeah,
Gee whiz.
Not much energy there on that lever.
no,
No. Um. So, don't look over there.
Now resist.
well, I tried to resist.
Oh,
Don't resist. Yeah, resist.
so what do you want to do?
Well, see, now that's the whole deal.
Yeah,
I'm
So-
not quite sure.
that's what
Every time you guys talk about mind intent, I'm too concentrated on making sure that everything is in the right position.
Yeah.
And the mind intent, I don't think I've really gotten into it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So if you point over there, you think of touching Master Joe with your finger. You don't have to look at him,
So laser pointer.
but point to him. You feel the difference?
Hmm,
The other thing is, you can point, Master Joe, and think about your finger.
Go
Go on.
So that's what you're doing in form that you're thinking about what it looks like.
Yeah.
Instead of setting your intention and letting that move you.
Yeah.
So if I point
Mhm.
and what's going through my mind,
Nothing,
if
nothing.
nothing, and it'll stay there.
Yeah, you're between thoughts. So if you
That's
just,
where you want to be. Is between-
yeah, so you
between
just
thoughts.
kind of sit there, sit like you are, you know,
Mhm.
like this. And just, okay, what's going on right now? Just go within yourself, how do you feel? A little noisy, maybe, I don't know, don't pay attention to me, just do it yourself. A little noisy. Point both fingers. How's that? Let's get quiet. Point it-
That's something,
Yeah, point them with intention. Like you got a laser, like you're Luke Skywalker with a laser. Feel like your whole body is in there in that stillness.
no,
No,
but I'm starting to feel a little different.
Hmm.
That's good. I think for you, it will take a while because you're so,
Resistant.
well, that, and also you're so committed to being able to intellectually diagnose
that.
and control everything.
Exactly.
yeah,
And it's hard to let go of that.
Is there some kind of quote unquote exercise I can do to,
yeah, but I'm not gonna. I mean, there's LSD, there's magic mushrooms. That'll do it. That's a shortcut for you.
in 1960 down in Mexico?
Ah, the peyote buttons or
My roommate, I was down there with him, and he
Ayahuasca?
kept wanting me to try those mushrooms, but
psilocybin.
Yeah. Um. Maybe just what Dave was having you do here, is a place to start. Because you have to arrive, ideally you want to arrive at a point where your awareness that your mind is extending through your finger to wherever, however you do it, and it's right here. Begins to release whatever's going on inside you. And it's a tool to assist you towards meditation. I don't think you can actually get all the way into a meditative state with that, but it certainly can
That
help.
takes practice too.
Yeah,
A good meditation practice is a good start.
yeah,
There isn't, I mean, I really hesitated for years to recommend one thing that people could do, but I think that's what it's come down to. It's a meditation practice. If you wanna, experience this whole thing that's going on, much more than just this that we can see. That's kind of the way to start. And then there's stages to that too. A lot of people, I mean, most of the people in the class I lead, they just go to get blissed out, feel good. And I hesitate to tell them what else they can do, because that sets expectations. And that's the biggest hindrance to advancing on a spiritual path. I mean, at this point, I'm glad to hear those things, because I'll go after them. I have a huge curiosity, and I have a fantastic imagination, so I could dream up all kinds of things. But a good meditation practices, and that's what the Tai Chi is. It's meditation and movement.
It can be.
Right. Well,
It's meditative movement.
Yeah.
And it can be meditation. I took a workshop with Bruce. So we worked a week on that, as a matter of fact. It was very interesting. Very interesting. I find, for instance, I can be upstairs, dealing with a problem, okay, and have a certain amount of tension. And I can come down here and do Tai Chi, and I'm completely relaxed, and my mind goes completely elsewhere. And but it just comes from doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. It's like meditation. You have to do it. I shouldn't speak. Dave's much more knowledgeable than I am, but you've got to do it and do it and do it and do it before it begins to really happen.
Yeah, and when I learned that you do meditation off the pillow, that was a big step. It's really a lifestyle. That's what it comes down. So whether it's Tai Chi or yoga or meditation or chanting, I don't know, all of that stuff, it becomes a lifestyle. It's not, something you just do when you do your practice. You just do it all day. I mean, I find I move in a certain way. I go up and down the stairs, and I'm thinking, or not, but it's my Tai Chi that gets me, especially down the stairs. Because that's a different thing than going up.
It gets me up. That's interesting.
Well, I think I'm more cognizant that I don't want to fall, which means I got to maintain my balance and I got to stay in the center. Blah 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 stuff.
Well, I'm aware of that too, but
and then going up and shifting, shifting the muscles so that your tensicity is getting you where you need to go.
Right.
Maintaining
that structure.
And the structure is so important. Get that rectangle.
Yep.
And it's the same when I walk, drive. I don't know, same thing. It's really a lifestyle. And then, and be curious about stuff. Try to figure out, well, what the heck is that? Or why do I think that way? Yeah.
Well,
This is a good time for you because it's Passover. So there you go. What's that all about?
Passover?
Yeah, you think about Passover? No?
Oh.
Another story. What else could you think about? Spring's coming. There you go. So be cognizant of the colors that change and shift and so forth.
The movement of the birds and the
Well,
animals.
yeah, the singing in the morning, when they actually start singing before the sunrise.
Yeah,
Um, So it's a movement of the earth and the sun and the moon. And,
Yep.
just become part of everything. But,
because we are. a part
yeah, well,
of it.
yeah, we are everything, and we're sitting right in the center of it. All three of us at the
I
same
don't-
time.
I don't know. This is the center of it or not. I
That's a
don't
Joseph Campbell thing. You're in the center, you're in the center, I'm in the center
know.
at the same time. Yeah, that twist your
Okay.
brain around.
Yeah, we can do that.
But, anyway, yeah.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Today's Earth Day too.
Yeah,
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yep.
That's Earth Day.
Mhm.
Yeah. I got one of those, it's an international spiritual calendar. It gives
Oh.
me well, not all, I'm sure, but a lot of others that we don't
yeah.
celebrate here. Which is fun.
Oh, good.
Different holidays that Muslims or, people in other countries
Oh, okay.
and societies
Yeah.
celebrate.
Yeah,
Like, what was it, Dwala was just 2-3 weeks ago.
Mm.
And that's kind of a fun one, where they throw this colored powder at each other.
oh,
And it lasts for a week, and it's kind of like April Fools. They play jokes on each
Yeah.
other, and it's just a time to kind of don't take life so seriously.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'll be fun to get into one of those things where you're winging powder.
It would.
Yeah,
yeah.
come out of there with all purple and red and different colors.
Yeah. So if you arrive like that one day, I'll know.
Yeah,
Oh,
You can do it, Bill.
Yeah.
I know it.
Well, you got the curiosity, or you wouldn't be here. So.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ah. Ah.
Yeah.
Onward and upward.
Yeah, onward and upward. Let's see, what's on the list for today? Oh, gosh.